All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the Denver Broncos in tonight's video because they're coming off a 38-6 victory against the Atlanta Falcons, completing the season sweep of the NFC South. I was going back looking at some Bo Nix draft grades at the time many moons ago. Bleacher Report had him as a D. NFL.com had him as a C-. Everywhere pretty much had him ranging between a C and a D. And now he's making a case for Rookie of the Year. It's time to snap this 9-year playoff drought, which is just crazy to utter. This week, Bo Nix had his first 300-yard outing and his first 4-touchdown performance. And now the Denver Broncos are 6-5. And it's really interesting because obviously the blocked field goal against the Kansas City Chiefs on the road 1 week ago would have been insane. As a Packers fan, we just did that to the Chicago Bears, so I feel for it, yet even being on the other side of it. But I want to use that Ravens game from 3 weeks ago as a really good example. Baltimore is a team where, especially on the road, you have to kind of be perfect. And you lost that game 41-10. I watched that whole football game live, not at the game, but on my TV. That game did not feel 41-10. If I'm not mistaken, it was just some bad breaks early on in that football game, like going for it on 4th and goal, going for it on 4th and short, and just not converting. Interception right away from Bo Nix. It didn't feel 41-10. And so they take on Kansas City on the road 1 week ago, and you should have won the football game. But this isn't a shoulda, woulda, coulda league. This is a you got to win the football game league. That's what you did against Atlanta in insane fashion. The 38 points were the most the Denver Broncos offense has scored in the post-Manning era. So this is Sean Payton. This is Bo Nix. They're doing it with a absolutely horrid cap space. That's going to change next year, by the way. But folks, before we get any further into tonight's video, hit that like button, hit that sub button for more. We post 1 or 2 Broncos videos every single week. Try and get this one to 300 likes, guys. That would mean the absolute world to me, more than you can really know. Appreciate you guys so much, especially my Broncos fans. Bo Nix just became the second rookie quarterback in NFL history to throw for at least 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in 4 straight home games. Want to guess who the other was? If you guessed Peyton Manning, yeah, you're dead on accurate. This game also marked the 4th time this season where he's finished with 2 or more passing touchdowns, no interceptions, and a pass rating of at least 115. Only Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, Dakota Prescott, and Wilson, those are the only rookies to do this since 2000. 4 times in a season. Bo Nix just marked that, and you guys have a bunch more games to play. Bo Nix been on fire. We know the defense. We'll talk about the defense in a second. Let's finish up with Bo Nix. Since the October month began, so Denver's played 7 games since October, Nix has completed 69% of his passes. He has thrown for 13 touchdowns. He has only had 2 interceptions, and he also had 2 rushing touchdowns. He's posted a 106 passer rating. Guys, the only quarterbacks in that same statistical range during this span, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow. Pretty good group to be a part of. The Broncos have also scored just now on Sunday a season-high 5 offensive touchdowns, and 4 different receivers caught Bo Nix's 4 touchdown passes. So you look at it, Javonte Williams also had a really good football game, huge bounce back, 9 carries, 59 yards and a touchdown. Jimmy McLaughlin added a little bit, Audrey Estime added a little bit. The Broncos ran for 105 yards and a touchdown. Sutton had a good game. Vele's really taken off, the 7th-round rookie draft pick. Lil Jordan Humphrey had a nice 41-yard touchdown. We're seeing some Marvin Mims. He had 49 yards on 2 catches and a touchdown, including a really good punt return to shift it. Javonte also had a couple of catches. So really the highlight, obviously being Bo Nix, what's keeping Denver in every football game, even in those Chief games where you're playing the back-to-back Super Bowl champion, it's the defense. And so on Sunday, you guys held the Atlanta Falcons to only 4-13 on 3rd down. You held them to less than 250 yards, and most importantly, no touchdowns. Guys sacked Captain Kirk Cousins 3 times before Michael Penix came in. Nick Bonito's 8th sack of the season. Cody Barton had an interception in the 3rd quarter. The Broncos defense has now allowed 1 touchdown in its past 2 games. Falcons had 2 first-half field goals. They had no touchdowns. It's 2024. It's an offensive league. You just held Kirk Cousins. Bijan Robinson, 35 yards on 12 carries. 35 yards on 12 carries. Bijan Robinson, one of the best young running backs in the National Football League. This was it's not like, I get it, the Falcons lost to the New Orleans Saints 1 week ago. The Saints actually have won a couple of games now. Neither here nor there. Derek Carr's healthy, and I know they went on a big losing streak, but the Saints actually, people forget, they were 9-8 last season. Falcons, coming into this game, averaged 27 points in its last 7 games, and they just finished with 6. Nick Bonito, 8 total sacks since week 4. That's the second best metric in the National Football League. Bo Nix, since week 4, 16 touchdowns, 1 turnover-worthy play. And I've been saying this all season because the Broncos are a playoff team. I think people just like to rag on the Broncos organization. I don't think there's really any merit to it. Even a year like last year where you had Russell Wilson, and Russ didn't even have that bad of a season, but it started bad, it ended bad, but in the middle of it, you're taking down the Buffalo Bills. You're taking down some really good football teams, and I think people just make fun of them because of the Russell Wilson move a couple of years ago that put you in cap space hell. And so Bo Nix has been phenomenal. You got a road matchup against the measly Las Vegas Raiders. They do play hard, and all 5 games, 6 games on the remaining schedule. It's the NFL, right? Any given Sunday. We just saw the Saints take down this Falcons team. So people are going to say, well, the Saints beat the Falcons 2 weeks ago, so why does this win even mean anything? A win isn't a win in the NFL anymore. It's crazy, even when you win 38-6. Then you got the Cleveland Browns on primetime television. You got a late bye week. Indianapolis Colts, Los Angeles Chargers, Cincinnati Bengals, and the Kansas City Chiefs to round out the season. So the point is here, every win counts, especially when you win 38-6. But the real big thing, when we zoom out and we look at this team on a long-term scale, Bo Nix, it looks like the truth. And it's just crazy because he was, the 6th quarterback selected, and he was drafted 12th overall. Once again, I was going through these draft grades earlier today, and it's just crazy. This guy was scouted to be NFL ready. But for some reason, Bleacher Report, the NFL.com, C+, whatever, no big sports corporation, I don't know how else to phrase that, had Bo Nix being good. Like, pretty much nobody. So, proving them all wrong, you're still flying under the radar. And if you get to 10 wins, this team will be in the playoffs 100%. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you guys want more, if you guys want like daily Broncos videos, my buddy Swaggy has a daily Broncos channel. I'll pin that in the comments section. But that's it for me. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. We'll see you in a day or two with another Broncos video, maybe talking more about this defense. Let me know if you guys want that. Have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you then. Peace.